Amazing how Hadzabe tribe survived by hunting and gathering in the wild. The Hadza survived by hunting their food with handmade bows and arrows and foraging for edible plants. The Hadza diet is primarily plant-based, but also consists of meat, fat, and honey. Before we get started, I challenge you to like and subscribe. Just do it in 5 seconds. You did it, you got it, let's go. They create temporary shelters of dried grass and branches, and they own few possessions. Hadza only hunt with bow and arrow, and as it turns out, I quite like the experience. It's more like a long, silent trek, and yes, lions are around, with the chance of an adrenaline rush followed by a gamey snack. In Hadzaland, the incredible challenge of hunting is self-limiting. More often than not, you bring nothing back to camp. In this pristine savanna, wildlife doesn't deplete as long as agriculturalists or pastoralists leave the place untouched, which so far, they more or less have. Hadza can hunt that kind of wildlife off limits to you and me. With the amount of meat to be had from large animals like these, the whole camp, between 20 and 30 people, would actually move next to the carcass. The arrow goes in near the flank of the giraffe. In the silence, I can actually hear the sound of it penetrating the flesh. A cycle is completed, from arrow to target. Compare that to a gunshot, when all you hear is the explosion, ears ringing in the aftermath. The Hadza are nomads and live in camps made of twigs covered with grass, like upside-down nests. When they leave a camp behind, the twigs and grass fall off and eventually go back into the soil. There are no cemeteries, no traces left behind. Thousands of years, and it can be argued that they have left no impact on their environment. Most of all, though, what marks my time with the Hadza is how happy they seem. In their language, there is no word for worry. The concept of worrying is something that is related to either the future or to the past. In their ancestral ways, the Hadza truly live in the moment. When focusing on daily survival is the most natural thing to do, there is no need for chakra alignment to get yourself centered or mindfulness courses to experience the here and now. The Hadza, without overthinking it, have kept their focus unchanged, and that is admirable. Music and dance are essential aspects of Hadzabe culture. They have distinctive musical instruments, including the thumb piano and drums, and use singing and dancing to celebrate various occasions and rituals. The Hadzabe traditionally live a nomadic lifestyle, moving from one place to another in search of food and water. They do not have permanent settlements and build temporary shelters using sticks, leaves, and grass, allowing them to adapt to changing environmental conditions. Hunting and gathering form the core of the Hadzabe's subsistence strategy. The men engage in hunting, using bows and arrows poisoned with lethal plant extracts to bring down small game and occasionally larger animals like antelope or baboons. The women, on the other hand, gather wild fruits, tubers, and edible plants to supplement their diet. The Hadzabe live in small, close-knit bands, each consisting of a few families. They have a relatively egalitarian social structure, and decision-making is often done through consensus within the group. The Hadzabe have their language, known as Hadza or Hadzane. It is a unique and complex language that does not belong to any known language family, making it an object of interest for linguists. It incorporates clicking and popping. The Hadzabe possess an impressive wealth of traditional knowledge about the natural world. They are skilled trackers and can read signs in the environment to find water sources, locate animals, and identify edible plants.